Hello everyone! I'm doing an impromptu training right now. Yeah, I'm not sure how my week is going to turn out, so I have jotted some things down over the last couple days. Hi, Krista! And I just wanted to share them with you guys. So, I'm expecting my week to get a little bit crazier. I'm working 5 days. Normally I work 3 days and then I do lip sync stuff on my other 2 days, so I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve. But real quick, just some announcements. So both of our monthly team activities have been planned for this month. The one in Klamath is going to be on Monday the 24th, maybe, whatever that Monday is. We're going to be at the bowling alley. That'll be super fun. And then the Bend activity is going to be on Thursday, which I believe is the 27th, and that is going to be at Mountain Air, the trampoline park. So I'm super excited. I really just wanted to do something fun and just focus on like team building and community and like getting to know each other rather than like business all the time. But so I'm calling this training Keys to Success. And it's kind of all over the place, but I always have ideas late at night, and then I just have all these random things written down, and then I have to organize them later. But so my first key to success is about finances. So I'll just preface this by saying that I have never run a business before this. I think I was a treasurer of some club in high school. No, not even that. I would just ran a prom, so I had to run the finances for that. So accounting and like finances and stuff have never really been my strong suit. I've run like my personal finances, but never for a business or an organization. So before I started Senegence, like while I was waiting for my first order to come, I just read like as much Google stuff as I could about like business financing. And not financing as in getting a loan, but just like running your finances. And one thing that I did that I'm very glad that I did and that I recommend everyone to do is get a separate checking account for your lip sync stuff. It doesn't have to be a specific business checking account, but just make sure it's separate from your personal money. That's just going to make everything a lot easier at the end of the year when it comes to tax season, and it's going to make everything a lot easier to track just for your own personal record keeping. So get a LipSense bank account and get a LipSense credit card as well. So not saying that you should like necessarily charge everything, but get a credit card that has some sort of rewards, whether it's air miles, cash back, one of the girls has like a Disney card, whatever it is. Since you're going to be ordering products and business supplies, you want to make sure that you're getting something for that, the money that you're going to be spending anyway. So the one I have, you can use it for a lot of different things, but I just use the cash back feature. So every statement or two, I get some sort of like $50 credit just with all the points that accumulate. And then that's just more money that I can put back into my business. So really keeping your finances separate is really important. And then pay yourself from that. So like, since I keep everything separate, when the time comes for me to pay myself, then I just transfer that money from my LipSense account to my personal account. And then that's my spending money, whether I'm getting my nails done or, I don't know, just random things I pay myself. And that also keeps it a lot easier for investing money back into your business. So when I need to go to Amazon and order new little organza bags, I can just pay from that account. And that way it's all separate. I pay the credit card off with the money from that account, and it's just a lot easier than being like, oh, I deposited $25, but then I went to Taco Bell and now I'm not sure because I spent this and I spent that and I can't remember exactly what day I deposited that check and blah, blah, blah. So keeping those finances separate from the beginning and then paying yourself is just going to be an easier way to run it. And then at the end of the year, you'll know that all of your earnings were put into that checking account and all of your debits came from that credit card. So that's just my little tip. I know things can get messy. And then along with that, that's also going to make it easier when you need to place your order every month because you don't have to worry about it. You can just place the order and then hustle all month and sell. So that brings me to my next point. Oh, and I don't know if I need to go over this again because I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but make sure that you're maximizing your profits when you're ordering. Since we have such a high profit margin, order strategically, I guess, is all I'm going to say about that. So make sure you're ordering at least at the 40% mark. I usually start off with 300 PV and then I work my way up to the 50% off mark. But you just don't want to leave any money on the table. Like, I've seen some orders go through where after you pay for shipping and tax, you're going to make approximately like $14 on your whole order. And if you're hustling to sell an entire order, like, you need to make some money on that, you know? So I always think it's ideal, buy a little bit bigger quantity, get the higher discount, and then hustle, and then reward yourself for that hustle with your higher profits. And then also at the beginning, I invested all of my profits back into my business. So as soon as I sold enough for my order, then I made an even bigger order the next time so I could sell more. So just be smart that way. Sacrifice a little bit now as far as reinvesting your profits so that you have even more profit later, and then you can start paying yourself and buying fun stuff or doing whatever. So the second key to success, I wrote down consistent personal posting. So that's kind of a two-sided thing. Consistent posting is just posting either every day or every other day. That's just going to keep you on people's radars. So I read all these business books that say that people may need to see or touch something like 15 or 20 times before they actually buy it. So you just want to stay on people's radar by posting in your group, on your Instagram, whatever that is. And you don't have to post like 4 times a day. I mean, really, once a day is enough. And then go online and Google, like, when's the best time to post on Facebook? And there's all these charts about when most people are online statistically, and then kind of post around those times. So it's better to post one quality thing per day at a strategic time than it is to just post like a bunch of times when people may not necessarily be engaging. So, and then personal posting. So they always say that stories sell. So when you're posting in your group, you don't necessarily need to be like, oh, I'm wearing Aussie Rose today. Who wants to buy it? You can tell a story about your day. You can say, man, I had the craziest day. My kids were up all night puking, and I accidentally went to work with puke in my hair, but I had Aussie Rose on, and I looked great, so nobody noticed. That's funny. I just made that up. But do you kind of get the point? Like, tell some sort of story about your day, be personable, post something that people can relate to, maybe something that's funny, because people know that you're selling the lip sense, right? If they're in your group, they know that it's for sale, so you don't have to necessarily remind people. I'm trying to get a lot better at that, at like posting some sort of valuable content or something personal that people are going to get to know me more through it. And then the sales will come naturally. So, like, one thing that I would not necessarily recommend posting, don't just post some generic graphic and then say, $25, message me. Well, yeah, you might get some sales from that, but that's not going to bring your customers any closer to you as a person. And since we are the brand, you want to always be like building your brand and letting your customers get a glimpse of who you are, because they're going to buy from you and support you because of who you are as a person and like what I don't even know how to say that. But yeah, so you don't have to, the product really sells itself. You are selling yourself and like your life and your journey. So just be personal, be relatable. A great thing is to always ask some sort of question or post something that's going to get engagement in your group. So engagement is just people commenting, because that's going to trigger Facebook to show your post to more people. It's going to trigger the algorithm saying, yes, people are interested in this post. So Yeah, while you're telling that story, say something like, has anyone else ever gone to work? I don't know. Thinking back to the story I told about you went to work with puke in your hair, but your lips looked great, so nobody noticed. You could say something like, tell me that hasn't happened to just me, or like, tell me some sort of mishap about when you went to work, or something like that. And people will engage, so that's called a call to action. So saying something like, comment below and tell me about your funniest work mishap. When people read that, like comment below and tell me, that's just like a subconscious cue for them to be commenting. You know, like if you don't say comment, they may not necessarily comment, but if you're posting that, then that's just going to kind of subconsciously make them want to respond. So asking questions, asking questions and things like that to boost engagement. Being funny is always good. I like being funny. My thing timed out. I can't remember the password on my iPad. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's consistent personal posting. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff about how to post personal things on Google. So if you just search for that, I'm sure you can read lots of articles and advice from people in network marketing. And then my third key to success is be a product of the product. And I wrote, our entire product line is amazing. You should be using them so that you can give your honest opinion to your customers. You don't have to use every single product every day, but you should be at least trying the products and then using them regularly. So this was easy for me because I love all beauty and makeup products, so it was like Christmas every time I got a box of new stuff for myself. So obviously the Lip Sense is our premier product. It's what people want to buy, but honestly our other stuff is really, really good too. I was a kind of a makeup snob, and I tend to buy like expensive makeup and anyway, so I was skeptical, but I went ahead and tried everything. You guys, our foundation is 10 times better than the $70 foundation that I was buying at Sephora. Our concealer is way better than Tarte Shape Tape, which is like my favorite concealer. Just try everything. Like I just tried our facial resurfacer for the first time. Oh my gosh, my face feels great. That is my favorite facial exfoliator. Other things, and it's okay to be honest, like I don't love our mascara, and I'll tell people that. It's not my favorite to wear every day, but it is amazingly waterproof. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, I want to go to the lake and have my lashes still look the same, I'm going to tell them, awesome, buy our mascara. You can put a layer over your regular mascara and you'll have the same look, but it will be waterproof. So you don't have to push products that you don't like. My mom doesn't like the brow products, so she doesn't necessarily, tell people to buy it, but she's tried it, so she knows. And maybe some people will want to buy a product anyway. But if you can tell people your honest experience about the product, then they're going to want to buy it for you. And then if someone comments on something that you have on your face, then you can be like, oh, it's Senegence. And then you can give them a catalog. And that's just going to broaden your horizon. So my goal for the next couple months is to really get people interested in some of the other products because they're really, really, really good. Anyway, next key to success: never stop growing your network. Take genuine interest in your friends and acquaintances. Do new things to meet new people. Get to know them and then bring up your business. So, my rice is done. I don't know if you guys can hear the song going off in the background. So if you're not super active on Facebook, now is a good time to get active. Just comment on people's posts, leave a genuine comment. You don't necessarily have to always be selling, but you just want to get to know people and be present in their lives and in their situations. When you meet new people, when the time is right, you can bring up your business. You can ask them if it's okay if they join your group. They're always going to say yes. Like, that's totally fine. But just do things that expand your network, whether maybe you're going to take a cooking class or Go to a concert and just start chatting with people that you're standing in line with. You never know. And then those people are going to introduce you to your friends. And then all of a sudden you have these new friends that you didn't used to have. Why is my phone on low battery? So that's one thing that I really, really loved about this is I didn't know a lot of people in Bend. And through this business, I now know a lot of people that I can genuinely call my friends. Like, they're not just buying lip scents from me. Like, they're actually my friend and we can hang out. And another great thing to do is link up with someone that has another type of business. And you guys can kind of feed off each other as far as like gaining new customers. You could do a joint party or a joint event, but just things like that that are going to grow your network. Yeah, and don't necessarily lead with your business. You know, like, it's going to come up naturally when you're talking about what you do and things like that, when you're getting to know people. And then, okay, so that was number 5. Oh, I guess I only had 8 keys. That's a weird number. So my 6th key to success is to do at least one thing every day to grow your business. So we're all busy. We all have other things going on, and I'm notorious for this. I have all these big ideas and like things that I want to do, and if I'm not accomplishing them all at once, I just kind of shut down. I'm like, well, whatever, I suck. I don't have time to like build this huge website, so I'm just going to give up and do nothing. That's stupid. As long as you're doing at least one thing every day, you're going to be making progress. So don't get intimidated by your big goals that you may not have time to accomplish right away. Even little things are important. So depending on how much time you have or what else is going on in your life, just pick one thing, whether that's taking a few selfies that you can post later, or writing out your goals for the month, or maybe just reaching out to some prior customers and seeing how they're doing. As long as you're doing something, you're going to be making progress and going forward. And then goal number 7 is set goals, write them down, and speak them over your life. So this is kind of hokey. Not really hokey, maybe a little bit. But I was never a goal writer. I was a goal maker. Like, I would mentally make goals, but I never wrote them down. And now I definitely see the benefit in doing that. And it's also really fun to just go back over your prior. I just write everything down in like a journal. And it's really fun to flip back to December and just kind of see where I was at and what my goals were, and goals that I've accomplished, or maybe goals that I haven't met yet. But I would recommend writing down some weekly goals, some monthly goals, and then some yearly goals as well. And have the mindset that you've already accomplished them. And that's going to be really beneficial, I promise. Even though it sounds dumb, it'll work. Goal number 8, this is obvious. Never give up. Always be consistent. So right now we're kind of in what they call the summer slump. And they say that January, June, and July, just historically, are really low months for sales and things like that. And I think it's just because people are busy. Like, I know I'm super busy, so I know my customers are super busy as well. So you just kind of got to get creative. Don't get discouraged. I mean, all of us have only been doing this a handful of months, so we can't really be like, oh, sales are down, the business is terrible, I'm quitting. Like, that's silly, because we haven't even done it long enough to really make an educated guess. So another queen, Dawn, I don't remember her last name, but she did a video in her group about the summer slump, and she's been a distributor for like 12 years. And so she keeps track of yearly data as well every month, and she said she's definitely seen a trend in decreases during June and July, but as far as yearly trends, she's increased. So like June of this year was slow, but it was more than June of last year. So these are the times that you just got to power through. But she said don't just don't shut down during these months, because you're going to kick yourself in the fall when people are buying a ton again. You know, you have to stay relevant, keep doing what you're doing, even if you're not getting as many likes or comments or sales or interaction, whatever it is. People are just busy. They're still watching you. They're still paying attention to what you're doing, but maybe they just have some other things going on. So just get creative and think of some other things that you can do to kind of boost interaction. Try to book some parties. My goal is to just do one party this month because I'm so busy. But yeah, so consistency and don't give up. I mean, I seriously think everyone needs to do this like as best they can for at least a year before they make any decisions about whether it's working or whether it's not. But if you're doing all of these things and you're following the steps, it will work. So that's the great thing. Like, we didn't have to come up with any groundbreaking new strategies. Like, we can just do what other successful people are doing, and it's going to work for us as well. So those were my keys to success. I had some other things written down, but I'm going to save them for another training. And that is it for now. So yeah, can't think of anything else. Super excited about our team bonding activities this month. I'm super excited about the fair. I'm super excited about our team. Message me if you have any questions about anything. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll talk soon. Mwah. Bye.